And suddenly we're unmuted. Hi, everybody watching. Welcome to our Pajama Pride. As the title implies, it is a very, very casual get-together. We do have two creators here early, but first me and I guess we'll introduce ourselves. I'm Amanda. I'm kind of Iron Circus's social media weirdo, among other things.
Who goes next?
Andrea goes next.
Andrea?
Andrea, I think we're whispering. Andrea, we're whispering to you.
Oh no! Andrew's mic is down. Stall.
Awesome.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Solid.
Well, we do have some creators on before their allotted slot. They're just sort of hanging out with us. Would y'all like to just let people know who y'all are?
You go first.
Oh, okay. My name is Ellen Kramer. I'm the illustrator for Iron Circus's It's Your Funeral. I also have a comic called Parisa.
Nice to meet you, by the way. I don't think...
Oh, nice to meet you.
and now here we are on the air talking.
I read your comic. I need to catch up with it, but what I've
How's this?
so
Does
far,
that work?
I really like it.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, thank you. Welcome back, Andrea. Well, okay. Well, I'll introduce myself. Hi, everyone. I am the illustrator for Iron Circus's Stars Hide Your Fire.
Anything yet?
Yes.
We hear you, Andrea. And yes, it's a graphic novel written and colored by Kel McDonald, and I got to do the illustrations in it, and it's awesome. And I also do other cool comics. So, and yeah, we're just hanging out here today.
Alright, and Andrea's now returned to us.
Oh, technology is very hard when you're old.
That's
Right. Well, I'm assistant editor at Iron Circus. Bisexual, horny on main. That's not for the children though, but happy Pride, everyone.
because that's what pride is all. You know what? I'm not even.
Look.
Brick throw-in and horny on main. That's what my pride's about.
Yeah.
My pride is about just making comics and being left alone. Let me sleep. Buy my comics and let me sleep.
I'm pretty sure there's got to be a joke that I can make about pride and something like that, but I don't have one at the moment, so I'll just say it. I think my pride is still in the music that I listen to, and
all ages stream.
And
Kyle has joined us.
Hello, Kyle.
Hi, Kyle.
Hi.
Dun, dun,
Kyle, would
dun.
you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. Hi. I'm Kyle. I did everything for the Iron Circus book Softies, stuff that happens after the world blows up. It's a collection of my comic. I wrote it. I drew it. I'm here. Hi.
Hello.
You're here where you make comics.
Your
We're
comic
here.
is very pretty, and I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thank you.
I have a quick question, just because we're on the internet, but like, it's where is everyone at this moment? If they're okay with talking about that for like a hot second.
You mean physically?
Yeah,
On the globe?
geographically. I mean, it could also be emotionally. We can
Mentally.
talk, we can talk about that. You know.
Well, I just got back from a really fun camping trip with friends. Went some hiking, so I'm very, very tired. But I'm in the Pacific Northwest. Great
Whoa.
place to camp.
Yeah.
How's that heat?
Oh, man.
It's heat wave right now. It's terrible.
Sorry.
Yeah, I live upstairs too.
Oh yeah.
Oh, killer.
Gravity is not being your friend right now.
No.
I'm in New York City, baby.
Right on.
It's Pride Weekend for
Hey,
you.
Tony.
What are you doing here?
Oh,
Go
is
on the
it?
street.
I honestly did not know. Oh no.
Yeah, New York Pride's a weekend after Baltimore Pride.
Ah.
Because we're first and we're better.
Oh,
Ooh.
oh shit! I mean, darn,
Ooh.
not in front of. Gosh,
Shots. You said shots.
gosh,
You
but
need a-
darned.
You need a soundboard. You need like some bleep.
Gee
There you
golly
go.
whiz.
90s radio guy.
The
Oh yeah, you need what's his face? The like shock jock MSNBC dude.
Yeah.
What was that guy's name?
So we've got Ellen
It's not related
in the
to Pride, but I
Pacific
was watching Airheads
Northwest.
the other night.
oh, nice. I
and
love that
everyone is very
movie.
cute.
What movie?
Yes.
They're all
Airheads.
so young.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Airheads is a movie with
It's,
Brandon Fraser, Steve Buscemi, and Adam Sandler about a band that wants to get their demo played on the radio, and shenanigans ensues. It's great. I love that movie.
The soundtrack is killer.
So,
The first time I ever heard White Zombie.
Andrea, I have a legit question for you.
Yes.
By the time that they play their song at the end, it's a spoiler alert, everyone. When you actually get to hear the song, do you like that song?
I've never seen the movie.
It's fine. As far as like movie songs go, it's definitely like rockin', I guess, but I wouldn't buy the soundtrack for it the way I would like That Thing You Do,
Right. Yeah.
whereas that song still slaps. Like, I don't remember the song in Airheads, which should tell you a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. That answers it for me. So, but yeah, because I remember when I first saw that movie, and I'm relatively young for watching that movie, but it's still great. Anyways, it's mostly age appropriate. Anyways, towards the end when they actually play the song, I honestly wasn't sure if, is this supposed to be not that good of a song, or am I either not that into this music, or
See, I felt that way about
Yeah.
Zoolander. I'm like, he's supposed to be a male model, but I don't find him attractive at all. I don't understand.
Right.
And then I found out I was asexual.
Oh, no.
The joke is he's not actually that beautiful because
Yeah.
it's Ben Stiller.
Right. I think you had the same experience either way.
Yeah.
That's fair. Cool.
Friend of
I don't know,
show,
we brought
Bridget in the
Desperado
chat
because apparently-
says Airheads is so great,
I
and
know.
then I ain't farting on no snare drum.
That's a line from the
I assume.
No, yeah.
But I was watching
That would've
Desperado
been-
recently, and
No, that would have been a really brave thing
Sorry.
for them to say if it wasn't a line from the movie.
very true. It's Pride. It's all about being brave.
Yeah.
Like Desperado, Charlie's Angels, Airheads. I'm definitely indulging my teenage self with this Pride.
Yeah, you are visiting some good old timers. It's
They're all on
also,
HBO. Not
Oh
me,
my
but
gosh.
HBO Max, y'all.
I'm an awful person, and since Jose already asked about geographic location, I've got the giant mosquito already loaded up and ready to go.
Amanda again.
No, I will not traumatize another live stream with the giant mosquito or Big Tex.
I'll
But
do it
I'm
myself.
just
Big
Look it
Tex.
up.
I want to let me know about Big Tex.
Oh,
Who's Big Tex.
Big Tex is just this big attraction. It's this giant. What's it made out of? It's got like a giant movie. It's just giant
fiberglass?
Yeah, I think it's fiberglass.
I learned about him in King of the Hill.
Yep.
I love King of the Hill.
The giant mosquito is. I live in a place called Clute, Texas. We only have two things going on. One's the Great Texas Mosquito Festival,
Ew.
and the other is mammoth bones were once found here, and sometimes
Ooh.
we make a big deal of it.
That's better.
Sometimes we don't.
Fancy.
mammoths are cool. They have tusks.
Yeah, but we don't. I don't think we got the bones anymore. The bones went to someone else. But there's a giant
they are wanting
mosquito. Yes, here. You know what? I will.
Giant mosquito bones.
Let me just traumatize the chat with the. Here it is. I put it on the screen for everyone to see. Yeah, look. The chat asked about. There's a giant mosquito, so I'm sharing the giant
Yeah.
mosquito.
No, I completely. This is what I signed up for.
Look, Pride for me is sharing my fear of the giant inflatable mosquito that traumatizes me every year.
There he is. There's our boy.
I don't trust him.
Ooh.
Awful
Why is
creature.
he, why
He
is
looks
he yellow?
Like a bee?
Yeah.
I really like
Uh-huh.
this mosquito, and I appreciate that hat wearing.
Yeah, it looks like poop on his head.
I'm
That's
honestly-
just
Definitely not a
that's
hat.
just the angle. That's just the angle of the photo. Let's use our imaginations, people. You
It's
know,
like, it's like a little acorn cat.
yeah. It's,
So
it's like,
I'm
And
a
he's
little
in Texas, Cowboys.
I'm a little confused as to why there's a mosquito festival in the first place. I thought it was like a consensus that everyone hates mosquitoes.
Oh, we don't like them. It's just we don't really have anything. We don't have exports. We don't really have, like, this city is only like 50 years old.
Oh, I
So we
see.
don't have anything. So it's sort of well, what we do have is mosquitoes. So many. So
And,
here we
that-
are.
that reminds me of that episode in Parks and Rec when Wyatt's town and the mascot is a sled. It's like that's what we have.
You could just, it's just like, that's an opportunity to make something up.
Right.
Like
See-
somebody just put on a suit and go out in the woods and get like some cryptid sighting started, and then you can design that from scratch.
That's
have,
how
like-
you get the. That's how you get the village.
Yeah,
You're
you're
just-
in like a
you-
you're in a really great turning point.
I feel like you're predicting a future trend of small towns making their own cryptids all over the country, kind of like how clowns
Yes.
became a thing.
Yes.
So, I do have a question. Is that Spike in the chat who just commented flaccid?
Oh, that's me.
Okay.
That's me.
Welcome
No.
to the all ages stream.
Oh, shoot.
It's fine.
No.
Flaccid is a word.
That's a word they'd have to look up anyway. You know what? Get educated. If you're
Just a word.
a child, wait. If you're under 13, you can't be here anyway. Get off YouTube.
Right. Or you should at least be wearing headphones.
Go play
Anyway,
Fortnite.
If you're under 13, you can definitely like click away to a Baby Shark video right now. Like YouTube definitely is gonna push one.
Yeah,
to
this
YouTube.
you're not finding this on YouTube, kids.
I mean, we are still trying to sell them comics, though.
Kids don't
I
buy.
don't have any money.
Children, exactly. But we sell comics to their parents. I never try to make. I try to entertain children at conventions, but I've never tried to make a sale to a kid. Like, hey, I know what you'll like. Open your wallet.
Okay, for kids. Well, for
I don't
kids,
care
here's
how
the
old they are.
secret.
Money's money.
Yeah, for kids, here's the secret. You ask your parents or ask your librarian. to be like,
Yeah.
hey, check this out.
Exactly.
sometimes kids have spending money.
Yeah,
You know.
I mean, they do have. I used to work in education, and there was the Scholastics book fair. Kids would come. I mean, the parents would give them money to go buy books, and then other kids would just kind of take the book and then hide it somewhere, and then when the book fair's gone, they pull it out. It's a
Oh.
very smart way of stealing
I'm
books.
glad I'm not the only kid that did that. No,
I-
I'm glad I'm not the only kid that did that.
I
Sorry,
can't
I was
believe
very poor.
I can't believe this is the first time I'm even considering that possibility.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
of course, it would be extremely easy to steal from the Scholastic book fair.
Because they sell a bunch of toys and stuff too. So kids are gonna be
Yeah.
like, I want toys. I'm gonna hide it. Because in one school we had it in the library, and that's not the best
No,
place
I-
Well,
because
exactly.
Now
That's
I
what it
re-
always was.
so organizing the books at the end of the year. I found one sticker book for I think Shopkins. Those were big that year. And
Oh, yeah.
one kid thought they were clever, but I guess they forgot.
We've
See, I
joked.
was
We've jokingly
about-
written off the idea of children actually watching this, but children don't steal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Also, I was
do
about
not-
to advocate for
especially
child
not
labor.
books.
They're like, yeah, the kids have their hard-earned money from all those jobs that someone put them to.
I'm
Odd jobs.
mentally trying to make a list of things that I bought with money before I was 18, and it's like 3 things.
Oh, I bought
I
lots
mean,
of candy
Like,
in video games.
yeah, an Animorphs book, like a Guns N' Roses CD, some Goosebumps was in there.
I didn't have money till I got a job. I begged for lots of things. I think I single-handedly supported like Tokyo Pop in their later years
Oh yeah.
just by begging my parents, please. The cover's really pretty.
I remember asking my mom to buy a volume of the Tenchi Muyo manga, and it had Ryo-Oki on the front, and it had the 3 different forms of Ryo-Oki, the little girl Ryo-Oki, and the naked adult woman Ryo-Oki. And I was just handing to my mom, and it's just like, please don't think it's weird. It's not what you think. And now I'm a furry.
My family was very supportive of me getting into comics and stuff, and they liked to buy me like the How to Draw books, and they bought me the. Yes, I'm streaming. They bought me the How to Draw like a manga books, and they gave it to me. Now, when they gave it to me, it was like sealed in plastic, and I'm like, oh, why is it sealed in plastic? And because the artist who was commissioned to work on that specific How to Tone book was a hentai artist, and that is what they used in all their examples. So I opened it, and I was like, do they know? Do they know what they bought me?
There should be a warning.
That is
between the mattress.
Yeah, that is a gem right there.
Yeah, I was just like, they can't know because they'll be mortified.
Right.
Not even in a I need to hide this. There's they will be mortified. They will never recover from this.
Right.
So
I bought different stuff before I was 18 with music, food, movies, you know.
Bridget in the chat says, I had to shovel snow to earn money to buy Scholastic books.
I mowed lawns.
Cigarettes.
I made myself sick off of Pizza Hut one year.
I
wasn't allowed to participate the year after.
Did you say cigarettes?
Yeah, totally.
I made myself sick.
Wait, you were buying cigarettes.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying you were selling
No.
cigarettes.
Pizza.
And I was like,
we have two different conversations happening here.
Yeah.
Never mind.
No, I thought you were saying you had like a child empire selling cigarettes. And I was like, whoa.
I mean, wow. That's
that would be amazing.
I'm gonna take that as a rumor, and I'm gonna fly with it right now. Be like, you don't know that.
I will say actually that I did make money on cigarettes when I was a kid because I walked my neighbor's dog, and my neighbor had this little pit bull named Cigarette.
That's
what
really
a name
cute.
for a dog.
That's really.
It was a very good name.
Amazing.
Yeah, that's so cool.
And I will say she lived up to it. I think a pit bull. Hold on, I'm gonna Google pit bull to remind myself what a pit bull looks like. Yes, it was definitely a little pit bull. Yeah, she was very cute, and she also lived up to her name because the woman who lived there was a frequent enough smoker that it always smelled like cigarette.
That poor dog.
She was a happy little dog. She had a good long life, I think.
Anyway, speaking of death, our next book.
Let's talk about comics.
Oh, good point.
Oh yeah.
It is death.
Yeah.
Who likes comics here?
I like comics.
I love a comic.
Yeah.
They're for nerds.
I hear that comics are the best. And I agree with
They
that.
really are.
They're my preferred medium. All other mediums can kiss my butt.
I think I would not have gained the reading skills as a kid if it weren't for comics. They help parse it out because I have really bad ADHD.
Right.
I learned I picked up my vocabulary from Calvin and Hobbes and The Far Side.
Yeah, no, that's awesome.
Also some Dilbert. I don't look as fondly back on that because those were the only comics my library had. That and one volume of Ranma 1/2. That was magical.
Can we get Scout Adams on the call?
Oh, please no. Please no.
Oh no.
I would rather eat a dough burrito.
Dill burrito.
I learned about
Oh, I
dill
forgot
burrito.
about the dill burrito.
Wait, that's a thing? I thought,
Oh, look it up. Oh,
Oh,
we
yes.
don't. I don't believe we have time for story time before.
well, I'm gonna educate myself.
Yes, look up the dill burrito. I learned about it
Oh.
recently, and I was like, oh my
I'm
god.
about to.
The reviews about it, it's a whole trip. Anyone listening, look up the dill burrito. Enlighten
will-
yourself.
To help you if
Okay.
you're Googling, it is spelled
Oh, I found it.
Dilber.
Oh,
Ito.
Dilbert Ito. Yeah, Dilbert.
There you go.
Yeah, okay.
An absolutely cursed venture.
Um, yeah, okay. So I'm sorry, I have like questions now, but I don't think anyone's that interested in talking about this.
You
on
know
the
what? Well,
stream,
you
though.
know what? This is our Pajama Pride. It's
Yeah.
super chill, super casual. If we want to spend the next 7 minutes talking about the dill burrito,
Okay,
let's
so,
go.
All right, here we go. So
Scott Adams'
I-
inspiration for the product was that diet is the #1 cause of health-related problems in the world. Okay. I figured I could put a dent in that problem, make some money at the same time. His aim was to create healthy food that also had mass appeal, a concept he called the blue jeans of food.
This is
wow.
the blue jeans of food is very chef's kiss. I don't understand. Are blue jeans healthy?
He's like the Garth Brooks of comics.
The metaphor is like halfway
That's really nice
there.
to say of him.
True.
Oh, it gets better.
Hmm?
Oh, okay.
Did it taste good? Because it looks.
Oh no! Oh, it was awful.
No.
Here.
Oh yeah.
I believe if
Like
it tasted good, it would
lawsuit
still be on the
battle.
market.
Oh my gosh, there's some. There. Oh, I gotta find it. There is some choice words from.
Yeah, I feel I have a lot of questions, and some of them are like.
Oh
well,
gosh, there was a. Oh gosh, a review that was amazing. Long story short, it Adams himself noted the mineral fortification was hard to disguise, and because of the veggie and legume content, 3 bites of the dill burrito made you fart so hard your intestines formed a tail.
Okay, that's cool.
I think the prospect this brings up is that I'm wondering what foodstuffs Iron Circus has coming in the next quarter.
Oh, we got food stuff. Absolutely.
Ooh.
We've got the Poorcraft cookbook coming up.
Ooh.
Well, I mean
That's
more in
still a
terms
book,
of like
though.
packaged goods. Are we going to be seeing anything in the refrigerator aisle?
We're gonna sell my butt and you can eat it.
Wow.
Wow.
There you go.
Wow.
That's wow. Happy Pride, everybody.
Man,
That
I'm
is,
trying to think, because Spike's a foodie, so I'm trying to think, what the heck would
Oh yeah, she's fancy.
be Iron Circus's dill burrito?
All I
We would
all I
probably
can
do like
think
a
of is-
time. It would be
All I can think of is I'm looking at the stream header image, and I'm looking at the Timorous Beastie anthology, and I'm thinking about like a little kebab with little mice on it.
How dare you?
Oh, we could base a dish off the pig
can
loaded
be-
to hell.
Oh, the
Oh yeah.
Hell roast pork.
the
Yeah.
pig be
Oh,
the
good.
oh that sounds like it should be a drink at like a bar. I'll have the
Brimstone
pig.
pork.
I'll have the pig being lowered to hell in a bucket, please. Oh, that would be an amazing
It's
drink.
back ribs in a bucket, but they're actual babies.
Yeah, we call it a modest proposal.
Oh, nice.
I regret arranging this and bringing these minds together.
You knew what you were
You know-
walking into.
I did. It's true.
You know, y'all are forgetting we already have a comic that has recipes in the back. Because Meal came out.
Uh-huh, meal.
Cicada season.
It is.
out there.
Eat bugs. Eat
bugs.
bugs.
Wait,
So tasty.
does it have cicada recipes in it?
No.
Not
but,
specifically,
so they did post a bunch
but-
of cicada recipes on Twitter.
Mm. I'd be willing to try that.
A bug's a bug, just eat it.
We don't get cicadas around here, though.
One day I'm gonna eat a bug.
There's got to be other bugs around you, though, right?
Yeah, it turns out ants do not smell very good when you crush them. I've learned
Oh,
that.
interesting.
Yeah. There are bugs whose defenses are that they taste bad, like bees. Don't eat bees.
Yeah, we need those
Huh.
for the
You
environment.
need their the pollen though, right?
Well, yeah. What they vomit up tastes good, but the bee itself tastes bad.
Yeah.
Interesting. That's such a wonderful evolutionary, defensive device of like, oh, you're gonna eat me? Fine.
I could talk for hours about evolution. I love the history of life on the planet.
So, yeah, I mean, like
Oh,
it's
a bunch
we can go in that direction. I'm cool with that. Like it's
I'd rather talk about the book that Emily, Nick, and I did together because I think it is about time, right?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
we
cool.
got 3 minutes, but let's start. You know what?
Okay, yes.
Time is meaningless. Nobody cares. We can talk about it now. I'm switching over our scene. Wow, it's your funeral picture. Whoa.
And I'm here too.
Hello.
Hello.
Yay!
All right. So first
Hello.
up in our series of creators talking about their comics is Emily and Ellen.
Hi.
Hello.
Y'all have met Ellen, but what about Emily?
Hi, my
I
name's
said that
Emily.
like a game show host.
I'm a writer. I wrote It's Your Funeral with Iron Circus Comics, which came out last year, and all of you have read, obviously, because
Obviously.
you're here.
Yes.
But if you haven't, you can always purchase that on Iron Circus Comics website or on Amazon or from your local bookstore, or you can get it from your local library. In some places, I do not mind.
And if they don't have it, you can request it.
And if they
Yes.
don't have it, you can request it.
Mm-hmm.
I've written other stuff. Most of it isn't out yet. Bon appetit.
Nice.
Do you want me to share my screen? Because I'm just been warming up over here, and I can draw some of the characters.
Oh,
while
sure.
Emily. Cool.
Totally.
Yeah.
Okay, where? Okay, watch stream. Now I'm going to pop the stream out. Yes. Then I'm going to capture it in all its glory. So give me a hot second.
You sound like a hacker.
I'm going in.
I'm in. We're in.
It's all very fancy.
Hack the planet.
My use of the internet peaked in the Trillium days.
Ooh.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna get a window. Sorry, give me a hot second. My window capture failed. Because I am cursed. That's not it.
Discord's a poop.
There it is. All right, let me just resize it a bit. Actually, I'll nudge it this way. And there, you may speak.
That's nice.
There we go.
Does it do?
Yes.
Hot dog.
I'm just gonna slowly nudge things around. All right, so there are some characters. Wow, look at them.
Oh yeah, we got Marnie, we got Zell, we got Dev and Ziz.
This is a
Uh-oh.
favorite of mine. Oh, these are all new. Let me see. A lot of good ones here.
That sweet little bow tie.
I
Oh,
love
yeah.
his bow tie.
There.
Vic is
Vic is one of my favorites.
Yes.
my favorite is Catharla, but that's an extremely known quantity.
Well, it's time to draw Catharla.
Yeah, make her really big.
Oh. Was it hard drawing characters with just one eye?
It's hard to make them wink. We had kind of a fun exchange. In the script, it actually said that Zell winked at main character Marnie, and I had to ask Emily, like, okay, I see this in the script. How does she wink? And I made. Let me show you how they wink. We figured something out. Here's Zell. Wink.
Perfect. It was a perfect solution to a
We just
problem
used-
of my own design.
We just use tiny shorthand. Like it's often it was a couple times where it said in the script that she rubbed her eyes or She winked or something, and I was just like, oh yeah, we got to figure that out.
Yep. Pobody's nerfect.
In
Least of all
Australia.
me.
But
It actually took me by complete surprise when Ellen asked me that. Like, Ellen was like, "Hey, how's this character supposed to wink?" And I was like, "I don't know. I wasn't really thinking about that." It's because when you're writing them, I mean, I said that they had all one eye, but it's hard to like. It sometimes it's difficult to imagine. You know, in the moments of writing when they're just characters to you, and you're just like, oh, these characters have the same like basic physical limitations that most humans do, you know?
Do love the idea that they blink or they wink and like they just sprout another eye just for the wink.
yes, it happens right around here.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's like Leela from Futurama putting on a plastic eye.
I just love the idea of just it's not explained. It's just that eye only appears for winking and then it's gone.
Well, stuff not being explained would be pretty much like my
Yes.
go-to way of doing things with It's Your Funeral.
I like when things aren't explained. Sometimes it's just like that's just kind of what's there. We work with that. And
Mhm.
when sometimes people fall into a trap of over-explaining things, like me.
My goal was to like explain things in a way that made sense if you bought into the context, but it doesn't give any like reasonable explanation. Like why ghosts get trapped or whatever, and they need to be helped by these aliens. It just is what it is. It is what it is. That's how it works, and
Don't worry
anyway,
about
enjoy.
it.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
There's like a whole 2 pages in the book about it. What more do they want?
Right. Exactly. And those home pages are like, yeah, anyway, here's this big building we all come from, and everything comes from there, and we've lived forever. How can I help you with your trauma today?
And about 300 years ago, we had a kind of a 70s aesthetic. You know how it is.
Yep.
I love
Don't need
that
to explain it.
Look,
that's one of my favorite.
we're already putting you in a position where you are imagining this paper talking. You're
That's a good
imagining
point.
that the paper is talking and these lines are people. We already got you. Go with it.
That's a good
It's
point,
fine.
yeah.
You can
That's a very
believe
good point.
anything if you can believe this paper is making sounds in your head.
Exactly.
Roll with it.
If we ever did if there was ever a flashback or something where it was the department, the DSA back in pre animal husbandry, where it's just where it's just a bunch of caveman ghosts, basically.
Oh, that'd be
And I'm
fun.
trying to think what kind of aesthetic would the office have? Like a bizarrely 30s aesthetic with typewriters or something all around.
You know, but the DSA does kind of explain why there are no caveman ghosts anymore.
Do
They've
they?
all been-
I don't. Oh God, I should know
I
this.
feel they've all been processed by now.
Oh yeah. Oh, yes, that's a good point.
I like
I more
that.
meant.
I like
it would
that I
be a-
could hear Emily start to sweat. Like, did we cover that?
Did I write that? Well, I can't. Listen,
in
I
the
can't be
test,
held
but you got that
responsible. I can't be held responsible for every little single thing I write to remember it.
Yeah, that's the hard part about writing is
Mhm.
making sure you remember stuff and keep things consistent. At least for me,
Yep.
that's what I've been trying to work on, and I'm not great at it, but I'm getting better.
Oh gosh, I can't tell you how often I've thought, oh yeah, I changed this. Did I not write it down? No, that's a thought you had in the car. You didn't tell anybody about that. I was like, oh.
That's why you write things down.
Yep. Oh, just this morning I was working on a new book, and I had this I was making breakfast, and I was like, oh, I had this burst of inspiration. Oh my gosh, of course it had to be this way. I'll immediately go and write that down. And as I was writing it down, I had another burst of inspiration. Oh, of course it should have to be this way. So I run downstairs to tell my girlfriend, I just had this great burst of inspiration. I'm amazing. And then I go back upstairs, I sit down, I start watching a TV show, forget to write them down. I did remember eventually, but it was touch and go for a while there.
Oh,
ADHD
love
brain,
it.
huh?
I don't know, not officially, at least.
I got
love
it
did
bad,
eventually get
so
to it.
I'm pretty well aware of it.
Yeah. Every time I hear someone talk about
I
the
assume you're
symptoms, I
also
start
on the
to.
meth.
Every time I hear someone talk about the symptoms, I start to sweat. Like, uh-oh.
It's not that bad,
Oh,
Once it helps you figure yourself out, and then once you do, you become more powerful.
Not true.
It's
It's
true.
more of a, oh no, is this another health insurance journey to go on?
Mm.
Oh yeah.
God, yeah.
That's more just like, I don't mind if it's that is in fact the case, and I whatever. I'm I'm totally cool with it. It's more of a, oh, the process of talking to doctors. Please no. Can I
Yeah.
skip that part? No. Okay. Well.
I feel like that's how Marnie kind of felt throughout
Yeah.
this whole book. Was just
Mhm.
like, oh, I have to
Yeah.
talk to these people. This is so tedious.
Like, can we skip that part? No? Okay.
And we skip the hard parts where I have to talk to people and, you know,
I love
not be just a smarmy piece of shit to everybody. I mean, piece of crap. Kids stream.
smarmy smarmy marmy. I love how every different artist tackles the brows over the singular eye issue.
It was a little bit of a little touch and go at first. I wasn't sure how to do that, but I had a lot of fun with it. I had to keep pretty simple shapes because this was my first book. I saw a lot of problems I had with it, like with color and contrast, because I'm a webcomic artist. I've learned how to make comics through making webcomics.
Yep.
I didn't go to school for it. I went to school for other things, but I couldn't give up making comics. It's just, I love it. But now I'm been focusing on how to make comics look good for print. And so I'm really excited to do another project. And if I could do another Itchy or Funeral, I would do that at a drop of the hat. Because it was so much fun working with Emily.
Oh. Well, thank you very much. It was a joy to work with you.
Oh,
You really brought so much color and like care to the books, and like I feel like one of the biggest reasons why anything in that book works is because you put so much work into the character designs, which all of them are just like very so. I love them all. They're all so weird little guys, but they're all friendly.
that's a thing I love doing is character design. I love doing anything that's kind of a non-human character design. You might see my weaknesses in drawing actual people, but drawing these little cartoony aliens with one eye, I could just draw them all day.
As far as the actual people goes, it certainly doesn't help that like every person that appears in the book would be blue and have like a wispy like their torso will be replaced with a wispy little ghost tail. So you lose quite a few things you have to usually characterize.
But you
people.
don't gotta
Well,
draw
that actually-
feet.
That's true.
Feet aren't that big of a problem for me. I think having to draw them all as blue wispy things made it a lot easier because I didn't have to focus too much on like clothing or whatever because it's just their general shape. Marnie probably shows the most clothing out of any ghost because she has that stretched out really old sweater that she's had forever that she died in.
Yep.
And now
One of
yeah.
One of my favorite things about Marnie's design is the fact that there's a lot of points where her sleeve is just like you very, very, very rarely see her hands. They do exist, but you very rarely see them. If I could go way back to the beginning, I do think I would have made it like part of. I think I would have suggested that you never see her hands, just as a character design thing. But we got pretty close. Because the problem is I only really realized it after I think Ellen, it was when you made a page where Zell is pulling Marnie through all these little doors to different dimensions and crap, and it's by the sleeve, and I thought it was just really cute the way that her sleeve was just like this loose, like it was just clothing, like there was no flesh or whatever in there. And when I say the word flesh, it sounds weird instead of cute, but it was cute.
Yeah, I kind of regret getting her the hand earlier, but I think the book was a learning process for me as I went through it. I did one chapter at a time where I would or like 15 pages at a time where I'd do the thumbnails, do the pencils, whatever, and I kind of hop back and forth between things because it's I had to find out what I could do, what I could focus on, and just do it. If I found something to focus on, I could keep working. So it's a little, people would call it a little disorganized, but this is probably the most organized. Like I'm pretty proud of how organized I was able to get this book when I was working on it.
Yeah, you were very diligent, very consistent, which I found for myself that like diligence and consistency, like just getting for me, just getting a certain amount done every day has really been helpful for me to build kind of a build a diligence in just general, I don't know how else to put it.
I did make a mistake I learned how to draw more properly. I used to, when I was doing this book, I was drawing with my wrist, and that screwed me up.
Oh.
Now I draw with my shoulder. My wrist is absolutely stiff as I'm drawing this. I've learned my lesson.
Yeah.
But it was really fun. Just like every day, I would get up, I'd prepare for my day, and sit down, and I would, I wish I would have exercised more while I do it. I do that more now, but it was just so much fun to have this thing to work on and to think about all the time. And every page got you closer and closer, and that was just so cool.
Yep.
And constant feedback from Emily, which was amazing. Like I don't think the book would have turned out. I mean, there's things I feel like I could have done better, but it wouldn't have turned out as good as it did without all the correspondence between me and Emily and Matt.
Mm-hmm.
That's such a simple little mouth, but it's such a good little mouth.
You took the little tooth.
Oh yeah.
It's a little good mouth.
Little meow, cat mouth.
Yeah.
Vic.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I saw on Twitter that Bridget is like, oh no, now I have to buy at your funeral. I'm sorry, it's true, you do.
True.
Yeah,
Sorry.
you do. It's mandatory.
That's
Yeah.
the rules.
But you're gonna like it. You're
Yeah.
gonna all these cutie pies are in every page. They're all there, and they're all lovable.
I will capture your heart, and then
Probably.
I will find a way to break it.
Oh no.
Thinking about like what I'm working on now and what I have worked on, probably the most lovable slate of characters. This one. Not that the other ones
What
are
are you
bad, they're
working on
just
these days?
nuts. They're not so lovable. Well, I actually I have a Kickstarter going on right now for a graphic novelette, I suppose, or a novella maybe. Mountain with artist Bitmap Prager, and it looks really awesome. It's called Mountain, and if you go to my Twitter at Emily Respec, it's the pinned tweet because the URL is really long, so I don't want to repeat it. But if you go to my Twitter at Emily Respec, it will be the pinned tweet, Mountain on Kickstarter.
Nice. Here, I'll actually link to y'all's Twitters real quick. That seems like a good host thing to do.
If you have the time. Uh-oh.
I'm just gonna do that in the.
Like that face.
Oh
This
no,
is the
Spike.
Vic I know.
Yeah, this is Vic is never this confident.
No.
He's usually freaking
And
out, and
then-
that's one of my favorite kind of boys to draw, or ones that are just freaking out and trying their best.
Yeah.
Give me okay, I'm dropping the links. My many monitors in my beefed up computer have given me a level of hubris that is going to bite me in the butt one of these days, because I'm like, yes, I can have 50 tabs. Yes, I can have 3 monitors actively displaying like 3 different things. This will never bite me in the butt. Oh no, where is this link? Oh no, where's Twitter? Twitter's lost. I can't find Twitter. And
Think about
then
how cool you look.
all right, there. I
Yeah.
dropped a. To be fair, my desk looks
Oops.
really futuristic right now. I dropped a link to Emily and Ellen's Twitters, so you can go and follow them if you don't already, and go through Emily's Twitter to get to their Kickstarter. And Spike is in the chat and is shitting the place up. I mean, farting the place up.
For kids stream.
Nice catch.
Kids stream, kids, children.
Kids know all these words.
Oh, there it
That
is.
is
I didn't hear a
I did.
single bad word till I was 21.
So I had like
Mhm.
I mentioned before, I worked in education, and on the playground, it was at the end of recess, and I guess the kid was surprised recess came by so quick, so he said, "What the?" and cursed, and I caught him, and I'm like, "Hey man, don't do that," and he looked so mortified, like, "Oh no, I'm in so much trouble," and I was like, "Hey, do me a favor, I, you're gonna probably say things on accident, so why don't you come up with some bad words that aren't bad words?" And he was a little like, I'm in trouble though," and so he didn't want to respond, so I said, "Look, I'll start. Bippy Womps," which is from an episode of Recess where TJ made up a fake curse word so he wouldn't get in trouble, and
Oh
yeah, that perked him right up. He was giggling, and he didn't come up with any words, but
Let me
it
go
was
grab.
I was proud of that little moment.
Let me go grab the Kickstarter link.
That's a good lesson. I like that.
Yeah, after that, he would follow me around at recess and talk to me about
Here,
anime.
Let me link to Mountain. Here we go. I'm just gonna link the chat straight to the Kickstarter since they were having trouble finding it.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
You are very welcome.
I'm sorry my directions are not clear, chat. It is my fault.
It's all right. This again, I have expressed this numerous times. This is a chill, no structure. Who cares?
Yeah, fun.
But that's why I keep calling it Pajama Pride.
Which is wild because I did put on a dress for this.
Look, everyone,
Show off.
everyone, like I said, everyone's pride, how they celebrate is different. I just want people to read my comics and let me have a nap. That's pride to me. I used to live off of Northwest 4th Street in Portland.
Oh.
And that's where pride would happen. And I would just stare at my window and go, cool! And then just not leave. Like, I'm glad to see it.
I lived a block away from the Pride Parade in Baltimore, and we had the audacity to try to do shopping that day, and I had to circle my block 18 times to get a parking spot, and even then I parked illegally in front of a cop. ACAB, children.
Chuck you.
Yeah.
Speaking of cuss words, Andrea can testify that I now habitually say God bless it or God bless America as a cuss because of my days. I think I've waited tables for in total 9 years, and I once offended an old lady by saying God damn it, and she was so angry at me that I just from then on started training myself to be like God bless it, and now my hard cuss drop is God bless America. It's addictive once you start.
Yeah.
And
then you do a big salute.
I've just picked up God bless your heart. It's so much quicker than just calling them all the swear words I can.
I say suka bjut,
Oh,
which is a Russian swear I picked up from a Swedish streamer.
Nice.
oh, is Spike equating the Thanksgiving parade with the Pride parade?
Yeah, same. No, they're about the same.
Oh, okay, that's true.
Santa comes to
Typical
both.
straight Spike. Typical straight.
Who?
Oh my God! No, I'm about to ban
Spike?
Spike is talking about how our dog loves to eat horse poop in the chat.
Ooh.
Wow,
Wild
love
piece of
that stuff.
information. My cat likes to eat basil.
how much? How sweet? How much
I
nicer?
Italian cat.
I love Bridget Barjack Tyrovic in the chat. I assume is saying they just backed your comic, Emily.
Oh, ooh.
But the interaction in chat is Spike saying "eat cops" and Bridget saying "okay, backed it." Like,
Well,
done.
thank you, Bridget. I appreciate it.
Thank you for supporting our Kickstarter and our desire to eat cops.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna draw an original. Emily, tell me. I forgot what the aliens were called again because
They do have an internal name. They're not. They would never be named in this series, but I do call them. They are Pictier.
Pictier.
I don't remember how to spell it, which is a bad thing.
I think it's like Pictier.
No, it's P apostrophe T C CYYR, I think. P''TCYYR. I think that's what it is. I think so.
It's you. Okay.
Yeah.
Spike, this is why I'm a cat person. Against dogs, but the worst thing my cat has eaten is its own vomit.
Oh, that's you.
Sorry, y'all.
Okay, look, your cat. I'm saying this as a cat person. Your cat is a good cat.
He has eaten the occasional plastic bag because he's a little gremlin. But
Oh yes, but I'm just saying. Don't presume cats don't eat horrible things like poop.
oh, I know. He did once eat a succulent. Part of one, I think. I found teeth marks in it.
Well, I mean, that's an urge I have also had, to bite the succulent.
They're called succulent. I feel like it's kind of entrapment.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
100%.
but he also ate my snake plant.
Snakes are good eating.
I don't know what a snake plant is.
What's a snake plant?
It's those. Do you know those ferns that you see in every office where basically the leaves stick straight up?
Oh,
And
okay,
there's
yeah.
like it's nothing but sticky straight up leaves, and they have like a brown streak in the center. It's very scientific.
I don't know if I know what you're talking about, but perhaps if I saw it, I would be like, oh, of course. I'm gonna Google it really quick. Let's see. Snake plant? Is that-
Raphina tripicasa.
Oh, for sure. I know what you
Right?
mean. Yeah.
I love a good side mouth. I love a good mouth that's just a cutout in a face.
I'm gonna keep that side horn though.
I like
so
it.
this is what I did for a lot of characters where I needed background ones. So I just had an inventory of like, well, who can I have? Okay, like how many horns? Normally for like critters, I like to draw how many eyes, but there's always one eye. A really fun thing that Emily did was they're all different, so they could all just be whatever. So that gave me a lot of room to like experiment.
A question from the chat. Fun random question. Have you ever used 3D assets for references like backgrounds and stuff?
Not 3D assets, but I did do photo references, and I have lightbox things. I have lightboxed a castle and a hallway and a cafe. Those were things I had to lightbox because one, I couldn't get enough references of it. Two, the picture was really nice, and three, it's okay to lightbox things.
Yeah.
I used to be really afraid of that, but it's like I'm not tracing someone else's work. I'm taking a photo and I'm, using it to make a skeleton, and then I work from there.
Well, the thing is, like, it still takes talent to make it seamless. Like, you can trace a background, and if you do it sloppy, it's gonna be bad. Like, it takes talent to lightbox or trace something into your comic and make it seamless.
Yeah, it did. Even though I lightboxed Margam Castle, which is a castle in Wales, I think.
Wales, yep.
Yeah, it took a very long time to like put all the textures on it and paint the thing.
Mm-hmm.
It looked gorgeous. It turned out really well.
Thank you. I was a little worried that the color may have been off, but I'm getting better at color, I think.
Oh, yeah, color. Especially when you move from webcomics to print comics, color. It's just one of those things like, welcome to boot
so
camp.
hard.
You learn as you go.
Yeah.
It's like, aha, all these colors that you love to use, you can't. Sorry. You really like that
I will say,
glowy shade of cyan? Can't have it.
Yeah.
I'll hold my tongue until we're talking about my book, but who doggy? That was a lot of color. A lot of color conversion.
I was gonna say, as somebody who's married to a print technician, y'all can keep ruining your colors as much as you want. That is money in the bank. Thank you.
I appreciate that because it's just so hard. It's so hard.
Listen, I'm working in CMYK now.
God bless.
I'm coming for him.
Yeah, I have in Clip Studio Paint. I've downloaded some pre-made color palettes from their asset store or whatever that are basically print-friendly colors. I have 2 different collections, and I also have the Copic marker. Kel taught me that tip. The Copic marker collections. It's a Copic marker palette, and most of the Copic marker colors, since they're based on actual Copics, are print friendly.
That's a fun tip.
Nice. I will look into that for the next time I do a book. At the moment, I am like, for my webcomic, it's going to stay RGB just because it's what I know.
Oh yeah.
But
Well,
I was noticing in the chat somebody was talking about Marvel concept artists who use PhotoRef. But if you talk to any of the old school Marvel fans, just mention Frank Miller because most of his Daredevil covers, the skyline of New York is always a stat.
also Greg Land, who traced porn.
Oh yeah.
That's not as good because that he didn't take enough time to make it not obvious.
yeah, that's the thing.
Wait a minute.
I don't think it's remarkable that he traced it. I think it's remarkable that he traced it badly.
And still gets work.
Yes.
Or I don't know if he still gets work.
I don't know, man. I don't.
I'm gonna chime in. It's almost my time. Greg Land, I also think like he got sued because he was tracing not porn. Hi, and then but the other thing about him tracing porn is that he clearly just used like the same 5 porn books over and over again. So someone made like an animated GIF that's like 10 ladies that he drew, and it's all the same picture that he traced.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, to comment on the chat, yeah, there's nothing wrong with reference, and really there's nothing wrong with tracing. It's just a matter of you need to have the skills to blend the tracing.
Yeah.
That's just all there is to it, and that's a whole skill set in and of itself. Like I've traced a hand because I was staring at a reference and I could not figure it out. And when I actually traced the photo, it made sense, and then I could draw the hand because it's like I can't figure this freaking hand out.
Yeah. I love
here's
hands.
also your free art school lesson. This is like probably the thing I heard the most in art school is that like sometimes when you draw something the way it looks wrong.
Yep.
And you have to draw it wrong to make it look right. So sometimes you will trace something and you'll be like, it's exactly the way it looks in the photo, but it looks wrong. It's like, yeah, God just made that part of the world wrong. You have to fix it in your drawing.
Art and writing is lying.
Yeah.
It's also the camera lens always subtly warps a picture.
Yes.
So that is probably why it looks wrong, even if you trace it.
Right. But there's ways you can just like contort your body in a way that like in an illustration, someone will look at it and be like, oh, why did you draw it like that? It's like, well, you can do that with your body, but it reads weird. Anyway, if you want to see photos slapped into a comic with absolutely no effort put into disguising that fact, you should read my comic. Because that's a trick that I introduced at the very beginning, and then like every few months I remember like, oh, I can do that. I introduced that. That means I'm allowed to keep doing it. It's still aesthetically consistent.
All right.
Absolutely.
Well, it is now 3:00.
Hello.
I'm going to shoo people away with a broom.
Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you for
with us,
having me.
everyone watched. And yeah, thanks for having me too. Appreciate it.
That was lovely.
Glad we got to talk to y'all. Happy Pride!
Happy Pride.
Happy Pride.
Happy Wrath.
It's next month.
Oh, that's right. Well, it's coming up.
Soon.
Soon.
Look at all them cute little characters.
I love them so much. All right, I'm now going to transition the screen. It is now Stars Hide Your Fire time.
Whoop whoop.
Well, not tech. Wait, that isn't the only thing we're going to talk about, but that's the picture I'm using.
Hooray!
All
it's
right.
about stars and how they are good at hiding.
That's what I got from my reading of it. Introduce yourselves. I'm lying on the floor. Goodbye.
I'm Kel McDonald. I wrote Stars Hide Your Fire, and I also am a freelance editor at Iron Circus. and I curate and am in charge of the Cautionary Fables and Fairy Tales series.
Hi everyone, my name is Jose Pimienta. I'm the one who illustrated Stars Hydra Fire that Kel wrote and colored. Coloring on that book is amazing. I don't do anything specifically for Iron Circus other than just pimp them, other than just tell people about their comics. To be here today.
And speaking of photo reference, I gave Joe a metric ton of photo reference for the town that Stars Hydra Fire takes place in. There's a whole Google Drive.
It was great, and then just to add to the story, eventually I did make my way over to that town, and I was
town?
and then eventually I was there with like the idea of like I'll just take some additional photos maybe just in case, and I got there's like no, Cal already just gave me everything I needed, so like it's so yes, it is an actual city.
It's loosely based on Waltham, Massachusetts. Like, I changed some things and they don't specifically say where they live, but the watch factory is in Waltham, Massachusetts. That's what Waltham is famous for in the Industrial Revolution. They made watches, and apparently made the bestest watches during the Industrial Revolution.
I mean, I'm not gonna say that that's the name of the place, but there is a panel where the high school does bear a specific name that references it. So it's make that what you will. Like high schools can have different names and weird names. Some of them are named after people. Some of them are named after other things. So make with that what you will, humans. Yeah. So
I went to a school named after a ship and named after a dog.
I went to a school named after a priest, but I'm pretty sure that if I tell people what the name of it, people will think that it was named after a cat. So, that's my plug-in. So how's everyone doing today? What are you all up to? What are you doing?
It is so hot here.
Yeah.
I
if you hear a
cried.
noise,
Oh yeah, how hot is it in Portland now?
It's currently 93. It's gonna get highs up to 106. Tomorrow it's gonna be like 120.
Well, holy shit!
So,
holy fart! It's not even 100 here right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like mid-80s.
And if you hear like a noise in the background, that is my air conditioner. Originally I was gonna turn it off, but for just talking, no, I'm not going to now. Like originally I was like, well, I could turn it off for a half hour, and I'm like, no, it needs to constantly be going. It won't be able to catch up.
Right.
Look, this is Pajama Pride. I keep saying it. You're going to be subjected to people being casual, and you might be subjected to an air conditioning unit.
Yeah. It's chill vibes.
Nap, you're gonna hear a loud cat.
I hope so.
This place is like a lo-fi hip hop playlist. It's just vibe.
Ugh, Spike's being a trad wife in the chat.
That's
Don't make fun of the boss.
What does that mean? Wait, what does that mean? I've
Trad
never heard
wife
that.
means traditional wife.
Oh, okay.
I'm just making fun of Spike because I can.
That's what happens when you get the passwords to the social media.
Yo-ho. Yeah.
Deal with it.
Spike is talking about making cookies, and I want cookies.
I want
cookies. Cookies sounds great. Spike,
as soon as Joy gets kicked out of the post office, I'll send y'all cookies.
I don't know if you're joking about that, but I would.
I'm not, and I have your address.
Let's not share that with Ian.
Wow.
It's homophobic to not send me cookies right now.
Oh, okay.
Give me cookies right now.
Alright, well I made oatmeal cookies last night, and the night before that I made Jello pinwheels.
There's an internet
nostalgic treat.
There's an internet joke in there somewhere about giving you a cookie right now, Amanda.
But yeah, I'm planning to not leave my air-conditioned apartment for the next few days.
That's a really good plan.
And I I spent my stimulus money on a cheap treadmill, so I can still go running even though it's 120 outside.
Right on.
I did that this morning.
That's
You're
great.
gonna get swole.
Yeah, that's the plan.
So, gotta build that muscle and tell people where to start.
Spike, I have your address too. I could send you cookies.
Spike says, "Love that Andrea is making sending people cookies sound vaguely threatening."
Uh,
It is like a superpower that it could, so it could be used for awesome and a weapon. Because we don't know what's in those cookies.
It's
Bum, bum,
delicious.
bum.
Bum 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 bum.
There might be a little bit of cat hair, but I do my best.
Look,
Ooh, my favorite.
that's
That's
how
not
you
true.
build.
That's not true.
Cat, so at least
It's
you'll
not-
see it.
That's
That's
not
how you
true.
build up your immunity to cats. Eat a little cat
Like a
hair
con-
every day.
So it's kind of like a comment. It was like, well, you know how you eat an orange, you have to peel it. In order to eat that cookies that Andrea says, you have to remove the cat. And it's part of the it's part of the trick, part of it. So that's why people are here. So yeah. Ba-da-ba-ba. Mm-hmm.
but yeah, every morning I'm that little animated gif of Mob from Mob Psycho dying
Just-
as he runs.
Trying so hard.
The goal is to be able to one punch man it.
Oh yeah.
100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, 100 squats, run 10K.
And then be
So-
bold and
And
super
then
cool.
I'll be able to defeat people in one punch. That's how it works, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that is
Fine.
exactly how it works.
I've
That's,
absolutely seen One Punch Man. I totally know what you're talking about.
That's how I got kicked out of bars.
Man, all of my friends are getting swole this year, so I'm just gonna hire y'all to carry me around at conventions.
I would love to
I
try
mean,
and
you're
do that.
very thin, so it probably wouldn't be that hard.
Oh, you could probably fit me into the, those tubes that people use for their posters at conventions? I need a giant version of that, and I'm just gonna chill in that, like Master Blaster almost.
I might look like a marshmallow, but I can cradle y'all.
Aww.
Have you just been wanting to be held? All these conventions, I could have been holding you.
I mean, I've actually talked about trying to train Ichabod, my boy, to sit in a baby Bjorn. 'Cause I don't want to leave him. I don't want to leave him.
Can you bring him to public spaces?
If I train
Would you-
him,
Okay, that's cool.
right?
That's-
Or I mean, in a carrier if they allow pets.
I
I'm
mean,
not one of those
that's
people that's gonna force my pet to be out there if they're not trained.
well, but aren't there like some public spaces where? Well, no, aren't there some places where you're only allowed to bring him? They kind of requirement or something, or is that part of it? I feel like I'm asking questions that are kind of unnecessary.
Mm.
Look,
I just want my boy to sit in a baby Bjorn.
it's like I said, it's pajama pride.
Yeah,
Jammy jam.
who here is wearing pajamas?
Oh, I'm not.
Oh,
Oh, I
am.
haven't
I
One
had
of those clothes in,
errands
like,
to
a year.
run and I didn't change clothes. You know what? Screw it. The bra's coming off.
Yeah.
You just stream Amanda.
Oh, God. The children might hear a bra clasp undo and their mind will be blown.
No.
It'll be like
Can't
that
know that.
comic where it's like, it's too late, mother. I have seen everything.
I've seen
Oh,
it
you could do
all.
that, but you could mix it with Abby Howard's old comic of My Eyes Are Up Here.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it was the first comic I ever saw by her.
No, I didn't know, but now I do. I'm free.
What? Well, on a fortunate note, it's not that hot over here, even though most of it's too hot for my preferences anyways, or it's sunny for my preferences, yeah. Today is a nice day to be sitting and drawing. That's what some of us are doing. So,
Dig that.
yeah.
I don't know if
Hopefully
y'all
not
can
get-
hear the song of rat hydration.
Oh, is that what that is?
The click, 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 click. Yes, that is the song of water.
That's a very Buddhist statement, Amanda. That is the sound of water right there.
Yes, it's because they have little balls in their the metal tubes, and that's what they lick to get their water. So they'll just lick it over and over, and it click, 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 click.
they're so cute while they do it.
The drinking song.
Mhm.
I wish I was
How are
cute
your
while I
baby
drank.
boys?
Oh, they're doing well. They're doing very well.
I'm glad to hear.
Like, ridiculously well.
That's good.
Hooray!
Bagel Bite doesn't think I'm gonna eat him anymore.
I was
That-
hoping.
Yeah, that's a good place to be in.
Yeah.
Not,
What more
not
could you
fear for-
ask for?
not fear for their imminent destruction.
It's true.
But yeah.
Listen, y'all.
Yes.
Who is Stars Hide Your Fire? Your comic for?
Teens, middle schoolers.
All of them.
Teens and middle schoolers who hate the small town they live in.
Mm-hmm.
So most of them.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
No,
Not
she's
at all.
right. She's right. They're right.
not, for anyone who's going through a bit of a crossroads with a buddy. It's also that theme going on in the book, because it is the story of these two friends, who encounter something, and they're kind of being like, well, are you gonna zig? Because I'm thinking of zagging. And the other friend being like, well, I don't know what you call zagging, but I don't think I like zigging. And then they're like, well, let's go read some Ziggy comics. And then they zag.
I don't remember it happening that way.
Children don't get that reference. Are there even still Ziggy comics?
Look, there are no
Oh.
children watching right now.
That's a really good question, Andrea. And I don't know if kids know specifically who Ziggy is, but for those who do not, Ziggy's a really cute comic and was a really cute cartoon. And for those who do know who Ziggy is, Ziggy's
The
a really
author
cute
of
comic and a cool
Ziggy
cartoon.
is the author of Ziggy. No, I was thinking of a different thing. Never mind.
What were you about to say?
We were about to
gonna
slander the
say-
artist of Ziggy.
I was gonna say the artist of
My
Ziggy
God.
also lives in New England, so that's connected to the book. But then I was confusing Ziggy with a different cartoon. So, never mind.
So we don't know where the artist for Ziggy lives. and
Nobody
we don't care.
does.
Yeah, nobody does. He
It's a
disappeared.
mystery.
Or she,
Uh,
because we don't know their lives. And, all we know is that they gave us a gift, and that gift is called Ziggy.
Is Ziggy the one with
Yes.
the giant nose?
Yeah, it's like a barefoot
Yeah.
thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I know something for once. Haha.
Look,
All I know is
Ziggy,
Garfield, so.
Ziggy is cute, but it's not like a mind-blowing comic. I'll keep it there. Like it's cute for what it is. I was just making a comic joke off of zigzagging.
Mhm.
So
I like it.
I was confusing Ziggy with Zippy.
I don't
It's
even
the
know. Who that is.
Pinhead one, right?
Yeah.
I really don't know how they managed to get away with that in
and-
comics.
That's fair enough to confuse those. That's only like one letter difference. So.
Right.
I am very quickly going to drop Kel and Joe's Twitters in case you're
Yeah,
listening
please
to them
do.
talk and
Yeah.
you want to hear them talk more, which is, I think that's the point of Twitter, right?
Right, because Kel and I
Yeah,
also do a thing.
A thing.
Yeah, Joe and I also stream every Wednesday
Yeah.
at noon Pacific Standard Time.
Very chill, very
Um,
laid back. We just talk about what we've been watching, what we've been reading, who are
What media are we consuming at this
What
time?
media-
And then we
Yeah.
just talk about whatever.
yeah, and then also like who's who is and who's doing what and when and where in stuff. Like we hang out. It's a hangout. Like it's a hangout. That's really what it comes down to. Kind of like this, where it's just chill. We could be plugging things, but it's also just more like, what? Sit down. Calm down. Sit a while. Pour yourself a healthy beverage. I don't need to know what that looks like.
Yeah,
That's-
we have fun.
Yeah,
a
we
good
have
time.
fun.
It's a real
And,
happening spot.
And most of the time, we also get to see what Kel is drawing or what Kel is working on, because because
Yeah.
we get to see their monitor, and you get to hear my. So yeah, and, every once in a while we will talk about other stuff. So yeah, it's cool. Well, what are you working on these days? What are you up to these days?
Well, my webcomic, The City Between, which is about werewolves in the future. The current City Between story, Murky Water, is about a murder mystery where a guy drowned in his own apartment, and they have to figure out how that happened.
Not for kids.
That's not for kids. No kids allowed. There are all the swears. And then
Unless you're
on
a
my
cool kid who
Patreon-
doesn't follow the rules.
Yeah. And then on my Patreon, I am posting a comic called You Are the Chosen One, which is about 23 kids get the same prophecy dream telling them they're the chosen one to save the world. And it's about how they all react to that news. And so that is my
I love that
Patreon
concept.
exclusive. So folks should back my
It's good,
Patreon and
folks.
go read it.
It's a good one.
It is a good one for sure. Yeah.
I refuse to go with the crowd. I'm gonna say it's bad.
Wow.
I know.
Wow.
It's
Wow.
pride. How
Yeah,
dare
like
you?
how proud are you of that joke, Amanda? Are you proud of that joke?
No, I'm not.
It's, I was that it's for talking about a book called Stars Hide Your Fire. That sure was cold, Amanda. See what I did there? See what I did there?
I deserve
That
it.
was a
It
good
was.
one.
I
That was a good
deserve to endure the bad joke.
No, that's probably I'm
Joe,
making puns. Yes.
what are you working on?
Currently I'm in the stage. Currently I'm working on proposals and pitches at the moment, so like nothing specific. But for anyone who's curious about what I do, for anyone who likes my work and is curious about my work, later this summer in August, there will be the release of a second edition of a graphic novel that I did with Cecil Castellucci, titled "Soupy Leaves Home." So there will be they're launching a hardcover edition with an educator's guide attached to it. And for those of you who are curious, Soupy Leaves Home is the story about a teenager who runs away from home and becomes a hobo in 1932. It is a beautiful, heartfelt coming-of-age story. Delightful. And here's some fun trivia for you. That's the first graphic novel I ever colored. I also drew. Yeah. So that was fun.
Beautiful. You did a really
Thank
good job.
you. I tried really hard. Yeah, like that was a challenge, and so is Cecil. Like it's a very personal project to Cecil and to myself. And other than that, I'm working on telling people about Stars Hide Your Fire because it's coming out this year, so that's cool. And
Coming out this fall.
coming out this fall. And in the meantime, like for anyone who's curious,
I-
I am working on I'm working on sample pages for a couple of other things, and I don't want to be too descriptive of that right now, but I will say that for anyone who's familiar with the with pitches and working with that, like what I'm finding exhausting this month, because that's all I've been doing this month, and we're almost at the end of it. So happy Pride for anyone who's doing cool things this month, and for those of you who are not. This month has basically just been me working on different things. So the gear shifting of that, been like trying character designs for this thing, and then trying character designs for this other thing, and then trying like concept design for this, and then trying sample pages for this thing, sitting and writing, switching to, color batches and things like that. And it's like it's tiring. It's cool, but it's tiring. So yeah. So
That
that's
sounds
what
like a
I've been.
lot.
It's a lot of fun, and I'm kind of hoping that. By the end of this month is when I'm submitting everything to everyone, blah blah blah, and then by then we'll just see like, okay, well, what am I focusing for the next 5 years? It's not 5 years, but Anyways, so yeah, cool stuff.
Sounds exciting.
It is. It is exciting. It is exciting for sure. Also, I just realized that anyway. Uh,
Hey,
yeah.
Kel, I forgot the title. That's from
What?
Macbeth or Hamlet?
It's from Macbeth. The title is a Macbeth reference. And yeah, no, that's it. It's from Macbeth.
Cal, can you talk a little bit like how we ended up on using a Macbeth reference as a title?
So, Stars Hide Your Fire was inspired because I read Something Wicked This Way Comes and was like, I want something like this, but with girl protagonists.
Nice.
And since Something Wicked This Way Comes its title also comes from Shakespeare, I was like, I would like to do the same. And originally I was going to go with No Not What We May Be, which is from Hamlet, but that is kind of hard to say out loud. It's a little bit of a tongue twister, so I went looking for another title that's a Shakespeare reference that also fits.
Yeah, pretty much. And for anyone who's
I
curious,
think it works. I really do.
we had a lot of really cool options, and we like tried different ones and what have you. And very much also in the spirit of its main inspiration. Like it's more of a fitting title rather than a descriptor, which I appreciate and I really like. So I thought that was a really good direction that Cal wanted to go in, and not necessarily title the story with something so literal, but just something more in the spirit of. Because here's another one. Because spirits, spirits play a role in this. So specifically a fae. So no, that's not true. Not specifically. That's not true. I
Never
misspoke.
give confirmation.
That's true. Yes, I misspoke. I misspeak sometimes. Hi, everyone. So.
It's really funny because the villain Carmen says that she's a fae, and then another character says she's a demon. And I've been posting pages on my Patreon, and I'm seeing people's reactions like as page by page goes up, and they're all like, don't trust Carmen, don't trust the fae, but it's like Carmen, the untrustworthy person, is the one who said she was fae. So it's one of those things where it's like, you did get that Carmen is not trustworthy, but you don't know how much she's lying.
Right.
Oops.
And neither will you unless you read it.
And
that's why you should get it.
Stars Hide Your Fire is coming out in September, so it wouldn't be on the Iron Circus store at the moment.
Do we know
you can
when?
pre-order it at local bookstores in your library.
Yeah, you can request it. And do we know when in September? By the way, is that a?
Oh, Spike's abandoning
I forget
us.
the exact day.
Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to put anybody on the spot or anything.
No.
I was asking a curious question for the interwebs. So.
All right, Spike's gone. We can act up now.
All right, let the mice come out and play.
Woo!
According to the internet, y'all are getting published on October 6th.
Oh, okay. So I was wrong.
So that's close to September.
General area, general time range.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
General.
It's the spoop month. It's good.
right.
Yes. The spoopy month.
Very appropriate.
Yeah.
Oof, my butt is dragging. Dragging in the dirt behind me. Oof.
When it comes to dates, yeah. When it comes to dates, like anything that kind of has a buffer of about a week, I was like, nah, that checks out. That's fine.
Yeah.
So, Although that changes the perspective when you start thinking like, there's only 52 weeks in the year, right? So those go by real quick. Oh, it's um. Hey everyone, June is about to end. That means that 2021 is almost halfway out.
No,
Ah.
please,
Good Lord.
please,
Like that.
please, please, please.
Good Lord.
No. I'm
I
suffering.
don't like when you say things like that.
I'm suffering, please. Do
I'm
not.
sorry. I'm
We
sorry.
invited you on this stream. We were nice.
But look, it's kind of like a empty full type of situation, you know. I think it's a fun thing because 2021 has been fun and weird. So it's been a really awesome first 6 months, right?
I guess
And
it's been
and
okay.
there's only better things coming. There's only better things coming for the second half of the year. Like for instance, that book that Kel wrote, "Full Stars Hide Your Fire."
What's that? I've never heard of it.
Oh, so it's.
I mean, it's pretty
book.
great. It's pretty great. And if you
Now-
haven't heard of Stars Hide Your Fire, pre-order it day.
Exactly.
Go to your library and make demands.
Hey, we have a couple of minutes left. Does anybody have anything else they want to talk about before we hand over the spot and we get kicked off with a broom to
You don't get kicked off with a broom. You get chased off with a broom.
chased off? That's sorry. What? Your brooms don't have legs, Amanda?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, that's. I think I watched Fantasia too many times.
No,
Even
no,
though those
no.
are even
This
though
is
those
me.
are mops.
Holding a broom and shooing people away.
Gotcha. Like possums from at a port.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Well,
Fozzie
I would.
Bear from the stage of the Muppet Show.
Yeah. Well, I appreciated that reference. Are the Muppets still a thing?
They just got they're streaming on Disney Plus. The
Oh.
original Muppet Show if you're in the US.
Oh, hooray.
I like that you said they are streaming on Disney Plus, and it made my brain just be like, they each as individual people have live streams, like it's Disney Plus is their OnlyFans for the Muppets.
Oh.
That's where my brain. Not
all ages.
OnlyFans does other things.
Twitch. It's a Twitch.
They do other things. There are musicians there.
That's
Look.
true.
Do they get their boobs out?
No.
They don't have to, But hooray for those that do voluntarily.
God bless.
Because, yeah, you know what? Like the world should ever be so. The world should ever be so lucky.
There are no children watching, and if there are,
Talk to your parents
Why are
and
you
or legal
here?
or legal
PP.
guardians.
PP.
It's a why?
Amanda, you can't say that on the internet.
I think it's great when people talk to kids about big subjects because it's important and it's a call to action of like, yeah, your kid has interesting questions. You should talk to them about it. Figure that out. It's better you than some stranger or heaven forbid the internet.
I learned everything.
The internet happened to me, and now look what. Oh, we had opposite takes. Like you're like, I turned out great. I'm like, the internet happened to me, and oh no.
Well, the joke here is that y'all have met me. So.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess in a non-judgmental kind of fun, we're having fun kind of way. Like, but do you think that it also could have been, because you said you're fine, like, do you think you could have been better?
All right, y'all.
Yeah.
Oh.
Here comes the broom.
Right.
Oh, here comes the broom.
Oh no.
Big hugs and thank you for having us. Happy Pride, everyone.
Yeah.
Shoot.
You want to
Thank
say
you.
it one more time?
Everyone. Yeah. All my stuff is on kelmcdonald.com, so you should check it out there.
You can find me. You can see my website on josepimienta.com. But you can also. I'm mostly active on Twitter. It's @JoePie. That's @JoePie.
I linked everybody in the chat.
Right. Yeah, and I post cool songs and other things that I'm into. So yeah. So follow us there, and thanks for being here, everyone.
All right. Psst, psst, psst.
Bye.
See you later.
And now it is time.
Great time.
Time for Kyle.
Very cool.
It is. Kyle has
Welcome.
to close Well, thank you. Kyle has to close the other tabs he
Hi,
has
Kyle.
open in Photoshop. Howdy.
Oh no, I have to change the name of the guests really quickly. Don't look, don't look.
It's fine. Do it casually.
Why don't you tell us about yourself, Mr. Kyle?
Oh, about me. Um, I'm Kyle. I'm a
Yeah.
cartoonist.
The people want to know.
I made a comic called Softies, and it's been collected into a book called Stuff That Happens After the World Blows Up. And it's gonna keep getting collected into a book that doesn't have a name yet, um, but we have a future.
A road plan.
Is that's the one that's currently on your website on the internet?
Yes, so it is on internet.com. You can find it at softies.net. Um, and yeah, it's actually like really exciting to get to do that transition from like um, making a webcomic and being like kind of really uh, I don't know, really like flying by the seat of your pants and like not knowing
All right, let me grab
what
this.
what the future is and what is happening, and then to be able to say like, okay, now that I'm thinking of this as a book, like I actually do want to like plan where I'm going. I do want to like
Oops.
not necessarily not not be too rigid about things, but have some like have more signposts.
Let me grab that stream so I can share it with everyone. There it is. Got it.
Oh, thank you. Thank you to the user in chat whose name I can't say because this is an all ages stream.
Oh goodness.
Oh my.
Thank you, some Irish.
They're enjoying it, and that's all we care about.
Thank you, some Irish.
Twit.
Some Irish twit.
There we go.
Is that milder?
Yes.
There you go.
I don't know. I'm American, so like all of these words
It's a
sound
rolled
like
like it has to be, right?
all of these words sound like leprechaun words to me. So like I don't have a context
Don't
for
be
like.
rude.
Okay, all of these words sound foreign to me, so I don't have a context for how rude it is. I was so blindsided as a kid when I learned that uh like in England, like saying like bloody is actually like relatively severe. Because I was just like, that's just like such a. I think it kind of is. Like it's severe enough that if you were a kid and you said it, your parents would be like, "Don't say that."
I was married. I was married to a British person, and I never got that impression.
Oh well, then you have a much better you have a much better first
Yes,
person
I had
information
briefly
about you.
imported one.
You have the first hand scoop.
It's a good thing you returned him.
Yeah, it's duty free actually.
Oh, it is not.
Yeah.
That's for Wrath
Modern
Month.
Art. That's modern art is what that
This
is.
is Pride Month.
Hey.
Yeah, we should do a wrath stream.
Oh hell! Oh my God! Yeah.
That's fine.
I don't know. Like just I don't know. It's like we're not gonna draw. We're just gonna set fire to things.
Just an hour of screaming.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's good. That's good. Good group bonding.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I also I apologize to viewers. I will try to limit my rapid zooming in and zooming out. The way that I draw is not good. I rapidly zoom in and out and rotate the canvas like very absent-mindedly, and I will like I think if you took a time lapse of me drawing, a lot of the time you'll be like, why did you rotate the canvas? Yeah, why did you rotate the canvas and then immediately put it back to the same orientation without drawing anything? It's like, I don't know. My brain is just
Sometimes
like,
you gotta spin the paper.
yeah, like I think I have like fighting game reflexes, but for Photoshop purposes.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna zoom in so that
Oh yeah, cut out the UI.
yeah, because I think that'll make the flashing a little less of a thing. So I'm gonna come on. No, don't do it to me.
Yeah.
OBS.
There's nothing interesting in the UI anyway, other than the file name, which is
that makes it a little easier on the eyeballs.
PSD.
There we go. Easier on the eyeballs.
Well, look at you, Mr. Moneybags, using Photoshop.
I know. It is. I have.
You
I'm trying to find a
gotta.
way to. I'm trying to find a way to phrase this for the all ages stream. I've never been uh hooked on a substance. Photoshop is that for me. Like I like Adobe is my mortal enemy on this earth, but I can't stop drawing in Photoshop. Even though it's not designed for drawing, and it's not necessarily good for it. I would never ever, if anyone's watching this, I would not recommend you start learning how to draw in Photoshop. I did. I like had Photoshop when I was a kid, and like the muscle memory got so ingrained, and then it became a subscription. So now I'm like in debt to Photoshop for the rest of my life.
My brain just flashed back to what was the first program I ever drew on, and I think it was JASC Photo Suite or JASC
Ooh.
Photo Suite.
I have never heard of
It's
Jask
like a
Photo
Photoshop.
Suite.
It's like a Photoshop knockoff. But
I
that's what I
mean,
learned to draw on because it was a CD my mom gave me.
I mean, the first thing would have been Microsoft Paint, but the thing that I like actually have those like hours of muscle memory in is Photoshop, unfortunately. So
Now
this is my debt.
I gotta look
Kids,
it
if
up.
you're watching at home, don't commit crimes, but also if you're ever worried about being tempted to commit crimes, you may want to look up how easy it is to use Photoshop without paying for it.
I was
Just to remind
wrong.
yourself not to do it.
It's called JASC Paint Shop Pro. That's what I learned. Oh God, there's the box. Oh my God.
Are you having
First the
memories
hentai
flood
book,
back?
now your drawing software.
Yeah. I'm in memory lane. There it is. Oh my God. I'm gonna.
I really enjoy this experience from my end because I have no idea what you're looking at on your computer monitor, so I just imagine that you are like having a mental like experience.
I mean, maybe.
Full on sobbing.
Here.
Light coming from the sky.
I'm going to import it into Streamlabs just a little, not over your drawing, but just so I can show everyone watching.
No, feel free.
What I'm talking about. Here it is. Or actually, I'll put it real big. This was what I did all my art in when I first started drawing. Oh my gosh, there it is. All my art. Oh, 1991 to 1999. I got to get rid of it. Goodbye. Get out of here.
Wait.
Oh,
it had 9 years of copyright?
Yeah.
Oh, I bet Photoshop has an insane number of years of copyright, actually, because it probably counts like all the way back.
Yup. Mm-hmm. Oh, gosh, that's when I had my little Graphire, my Wacom Graphire tablet.
Ooh.
Oh, it was just this graphite. Yeah, it was like or Graphire. Was it Graphire? Yeah, it was just a little square tablet. And I don't remember how much it cost. I just had one. Someone got it for me. I think my mom? I don't remember.
Neat.
But it was itty bitty and I loved it dearly.
I didn't have a graphics tablet for. I mean, I got a drawing tablet in like high school, so like I've had it. I'm used to drawing on them by now, but like I was friends with just a bunch of art kids, so like I was like one of the last people to get a drawing tablet. I was always doing drawings in school, inking them in like Faber-Castell pens and then scanning them, and then I'd color them in Photoshop. And that's how I tried to do my first webcomic, which luckily is not on the internet. Not available to read. I had the presence of mind in high school to be like, I'm gonna make this a private website. It's probably not that bad.
Oh, there it is, a picture of the
If LiveJournal
Graphire.
still exists, it has all of my Lord of the Rings roleplay on it, so.
Oh.
Don't look.
I think we're entering a stage where like we all have that. Like I think there's been an awkward transition where like having an internet history was like this sort of like dark secret, I feel like it's becoming. I don't know. I feel like we've reached a critical mass where like everyone has stuff out there. If you're watching this and you really want to go find it, you can find my My Little Pony fan comic that is unfinished. Uh, Still actually okay. I read it recently and I was like, you know what, this is okay.
I'm very
Not gonna
quickly
Aw.
dropping in a picture of what a Wacom Graphire tablet
please.
looked like into the
It's
stream.
just gonna be a rock, isn't it?
I
It's just
mean,
gonna be a rock.
no. It came with a mouse.
Mm-hmm.
But there it is.
I always think it's funny. I make fun of my husband because he went to college in like the mid '90s, so he learned on like Photoshop 3.
Mhm.
And now I'm taking it
And now he
away
has
so
to
we
pay
can
money
watch
to
Kyle
Adobe
draw.
because he works on Illustrator every day.
Oh boy. My greatest fear is that one day Clip Studio Paint is going to go, all right, we have a lot of people's money. People adore us. It's time to go subscription. It's like, no, please, God. That's one of my great fears is like, please, because I will. No, I'm not giving them ideas. I won't pay for it.
Right.
Wink,
You hear
wink.
that, Clip Studio?
Don't do it, please.
Oh, that has the same feeling of when Tumblr got rid of porn. Breaks your heart.
Do you remember when Tumblr for a second was like, we're gonna let you monetize your blogs, and
Oh,
then
yeah.
nothing happened.
I remember when people. I liked the phase of Tumblr when people realized they could technically put ads in their Tumblr.
Yes.
That was so. That's this weird Wild West phase of Tumblr where people would
But it
put.
was like I feel like nowadays that's so normal. Like it's so normal to do like sponsored Instagram stuff. This was like before that
Oh,
was
all the
normal, and when people
Yeah.
saw it, they were like, "What are you doing?"
And when I say ads, I mean because you could edit everything about your Tumblr's code, like your CSS.
Mhm.
So you could literally get Google ads. You could have
Yes.
Google ads embedded in your header down the side. All that became a no-no eventually. And I think technically it was still a no-no when people were doing it, but there was a brief window of time when people had Tumblrs and they had ads on them and they made money off those ads.
Oh, I definitely had a Tumblr put an ad on it. I did not make any money. But when Softies.net was still running on Tumblr, I was just like, hey, let's put Project Wonderful ads on here. Rest in peace, Project Wonderful.
Oh gosh.
R.I.P.
Oh.
If
sweet
anyone out there
child.
has leads on anything similar to Project Wonderful,
You'll never be
Give
able
me-
to replicate it.
give
You'll
me a
never be
call.
able
I,
to.
I think it could be replicated, but like it would have to have some proofing against some manipulation, which we will not go
Yeah.
into.
I did. I liked Project Wonderful because my thing was always like I could for like a second get an ad on Homestuck, and so I was like I own the domain name clown.pictures. If you type in your browser www.clown.pictures, that's my website. And so like for a second, I advertised clown.pictures on the header of Homestuck.
Nice. Yeah, I remember when I was doing my webcomic. This is officially almost 11 years ago. Oh my god.
Mhm.
I had a little
Your webcomic
20
was a child that would be in 5th grade.
shush you. My abandoned child I left on my 5th grader I left on the side of the road. But I had like $25 and I was like, what comic? It was one of Dave Willis's comics. Which one was it? Which one was running at the time? Was it Short Packed? I don't remember which comic it was.
I have no clue.
You're talking to somebody who thought the height of webcomics in high school was Control-Alt-Delete. I do not have good taste.
Ooh.
It was a David Willis
I read
comic,
the
but I
fourth
don't
panel
remember
comic
which one
the
it
day that
was.
came out.
Anyway, I just know it was a David Willis comic. It was the one that was updating at the time. And I had $25 and I was like, okay, the day it updates, I'm going to do a Love Me Nice ad on it. And I did.
Yeah.
And I was so happy. And I was like, there, I did it. It was there for an hour.
And also just it makes me sad. Like that's how I discovered webcomics when I was in
Yeah.
high school. Is I would just go to webcomics I liked, look at the Project Wonderful ads, and like you eventually get to know the ones that advertise there a lot, and you're like, okay, fine, I'll give it a shot. I'll
Yep.
I'll read Sandra and Woo if you're gonna advertise to me so aggressively.
Yeah, I remember getting readers from those ads. I have people who say, "Yeah, I still follow you, and I remember finding your comic through a Project Wonderful ad." And I was like, "Oh, you mean like you were just in the right place at the right time for the hour I could afford it." Amazing. Welcome. It was clandestine.
Also, hi Frank Wolftown. Frank Wolftown, you should have been here when Kel was talking about their project of a town of werewolves. It would have been
As long
perfect.
as it helped.
Werewolves who eat the rich.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm chilling, drawing. Ask questions if you have them.
Are there gonna be any
I was
werewolves
chilling.
and softies?
Not that I've planned. I mean, like I could. I get like these are the kind of questions my family asks me. They're just like, "Are you gonna do X, Y, Z things?" And I'm like, I mean, hey, I could. Hi
There's a
to my
giant
parents
chicken
who might be
that
watching.
dances and sings. He's very good at it.
There's
Aw, go Puffs.
when you say there's a
Such
giant
a sweet
chicken, it just makes me
child he
think
is.
of the Control of Delete animated series episode with the giant chicken, but that's a separate topic.
I've scrubbed those memories from my brain.
I love that. I cherish.
I mean, I went to
cherish
school with
that. I
several
love.
juggalos, so
Ooh. I like. Several is a really good number of juggalos.
the best way that I can explain where I grew up, I actually have shorthand now. So it's the county in Michigan that had the highest number of COVID deaths.
Oh.
Oh
It's the one
gosh.
right above Detroit.
Oh.
Oh no.
Yeah. I'm not saying they deserve it, but I ain't never going back.
No. Yeah. Well, hey, welcome to Baltimore. Now you're in my
Anyway,
state.
well,
Now you're
don't
in the
marvel.
state with the best flag.
It is the best flag. It's a shame that racists tend to use it too much.
Oh, do they?
There's this urban legend kind of if you fly the Maryland flag upside down, it's considered a white supremacist symbol. But I've
can you
never
even tell
actually
if it's
encountered
upside
it in the
down?
wild. Yeah. Well, that's the thing, is that you have to know that it's red then yellow then red.
Right.
So only people that really see the flag a lot will notice, but apparently, if you see somebody with a Maryland flag upside down, they probably don't know.
They
but
probably just did it on an
it's-
accident.
I think that's my. I think that's.
Yeah.
I think that's what gets me about that. Is like, I would have trouble. I don't know, man. If people are doing that, they should stop because don't ruin my flag for me.
Don't ruin the
See,
design.
I would be the type.
I mean, when I first
That
moved
is
here-
exactly something I would do and accidentally hang it upside down, and everyone's like looking
Yeah.
and shaking their head, and I'm like, "What? What's going on?"
It's an easy one to hang upside down. I used to work at Disney. I used to work at a retail job for Disney here in New York, and we got these custom shirts that are like all Mickey Mouse print to wear at work. They were like our work uniform, our costume, as they say at Disney. And yeah. And I learned at that job that if you abstract Mickey Mouse enough, he just turns into the Maryland flag. So I have a shirt that like
Yeah.
it's technically Mickey Mouse,
Oh yeah.
but like it's Mickey Mouse chopped up and fragmented so much that I want to wear it to like an Orioles game because I think it would fit in perfectly as just like Maryland flag gear.
Oh, I love these big floppy ears.
Well, it's red, yellow,
Yeah.
white, black.
Yeah, red, black, yellow, white. And what
Elucid might be
kills
your
me
favorite
too.
character.
Hmm?
Oh, I was saying I think Elucid might be my favorite character.
Yeah.
I love that dumb idiot.
And I the other thing is Mickey also starts with an M, so you can get people who are wearing those colors and have a big M on them. And I would be like, "Oh, did you go to University of Maryland?" And I'd be like, "Oh no, it's Mickey Mouse. I went to the
Amazing.
University of Mickey."
I will say, if y'all haven't been, Maryland is a pretty great state. Baltimore especially. It's
Baltimore's a
equal
cool
parts The
city.
Wire and John Waters. Don't be a coward.
Does John Waters still live there?
Yeah,
Oh, hey.
I ran into him a few years ago while he was out grocery shopping. He's a very sweet
Oh.
old man, but please make sure, like, don't bother him.
Oh,
He's
yeah,
just
yeah,
trying to
yeah.
live.
Don't bother people in jail. Yeah. Maybe he'll be a Pride. Or maybe he was, because he said it was last weekend.
He did there was a Maryland Film Festival was able to be held like a month ago
Mhm.
in, I want to say like Druid Hill Park, and he was the MC presenting the movie.
Oh, it's good.
Yeah.
I'm
If
from
anybody who ever wants to send John Waters fan art, Atomic Books, which is my local shop in Baltimore, is his unofficial fan mail dump.
Ooh.
I don't know anything about him.
Or official, actually, I think.
Oh, you probably know something about
Well,
him. You maybe just don't associate it with him.
Hairspray?
He's got a...
The movie Hairspray?
Yeah.
Never seen
There you go.
Hairspray.
Alright.
You're familiar with it.
That's him, though. It's campy.
Here's what you know about John Waters. Have you seen The Little Mermaid?
Yes.
Okay, so do you know the story that Ursula is like very directly based on a specific drag queen?
Yeah, Divine.
Yeah. John Waters made a movie about Divine. So like
Oh, okay,
that's
okay.
that's like his vibe. He's like the kind of guy who would be best friends with Divine.
Ah, gotcha. I'm a weirdly sheltered creature.
That's allowed.
Oh yes. It's just facts. Oh, apologies.
You
I
okay?
am tired. Oh, I've been up for a very long time.
Yeah.
I'm very tired.
I definitely had a day this week that was just sleep. I had one of those times where the like my sleep was so out of whack that it was like, okay, well, instead of sleeping tonight because I just woke up, I'll just stay awake and sleep tomorrow.
I don't know how y'all
So-
do it. I'm up with the sun, down with the sun. Awake at 6 a.m., asleep by 10.
I don't know
See,
why, but I did see a Twitter post the other day. I was like, remember how I'm always like, every time someone, like I said earlier in this stream, every time I hear someone
Oh,
talking
yeah.
about the symptoms of ADHD, I'm like, oh, okay.
That's how I diagnosed myself, is through
And
memes.
Well, and then
Straight
someone
up, I printed out memes and took it to my therapist.
on Twitter shared like a post about correlations between having ADHD and being active at night.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like sweating again, like, oh, okay. Because it's like the sun, when the sun starts to set, like my brain goes, hello, now is time
Yeah.
to work. And when the sun starts rising, it's like, bedtime.
Yeah. Yeah, for me it's like
I mean,
I can be in both places, but the thing is like if it's night and I'm like on a roll and I'm working on something, I won't stop just
Exactly.
because it's night. Like I won't be like, oh, I'm tired, I'll stop. I'll be like, oh hell yeah, I'm like, heck yeah, I am burning through this stuff. Let me stay up. And if I'm awake in the day but I'm really sleepy, I'm like, oh, I'll just sleep.
Sleep in a sunbeam like a cat.
Yeah, it is
that's
very.
wild. I've fallen asleep with things in my hand or like on my keyboard. My brain will just shut off and it's just like, nope,
Oh,
you're done
man.
now. Mm-hmm.
Well, when it's bedtime, like when it's my body says, hey, it's bedtime, I will just conk out. But when my body decides it's bedtime, just depends on when did I wake up last. Like, it has now been 16 hours since you last slept. Now it is time to sleep. I don't care that it's 2 p.m. Good night.
I can't relate at all. Sleeping is like the hardest thing in the world for me.
I used to be that
Not
way.
really, but like it's like I don't have like insomnia, but like it's definitely a thing that takes work.
Yeah.
There is like maybe one of the most autobiographical things about this comic is just the constant like talk about how it's impossible to tell what time it is in space and that it's impossible to sleep and to get to sleep. That's just like That's just me. That's just my life. So you're lucky that today I'm bright-eyed and bushy-tailed for a 4:30 Eastern stream. There is a non-zero chance that I could have been dead asleep.
Well, we appreciate you being here, drawing adorable little creatures. Is that
Yeah.
Scrabatha?
It is.
Oh, I want to boop
my
the
girl.
nose.
This
That's
is my girl
Great
who I
character
just.
names too.
Scrabatha is my favorite character name. I brought her back for a second story almost exclusively because I really liked her name, and I like drawing her.
Hooray!
She just has a circular head, which makes it really easy. Yeah, naming characters is like fun. Naming places is annoying. I don't
Yeah.
know why it's so different,
Really?
but like I can name
Huh.
characters all day because I think character names are allowed to be
There
dumb.
he is.
Maybe this is just me. Like for me, character names are allowed to be dumb. I'm allowed to
Yeah.
be like, this is Scrabble. This is what other dumb character names do I have in this?
I mean, Arizona,
I'm-
K.
Arizona,
Elysium.
yeah. Euclid. There's like
But they're great
Arecibo
names,
is
though.
Arecibo is one I was proud of
Oh,
because
yeah.
that's a
Oh, what are the little birds
uh,
called again?
the Hardys, which are names
The Hardys.
just to be annoying.
Love them.
And Arecibo is the one I was very proud of because it sounds like Arizona, and it's also Arecibo is where a big satellite is that they use in the SETI project, the Search for Extraterrestrial Life.
Like, I
Okay.
Was that the one
remember.
that was in Contact?
Hmm?
Was that the
Yeah.
one that they used in Contact? Oh, I love
Oh,
it.
I don't know. I don't remember. But it's real.
SETI is
It's a
still
big.
pretty cool.
It's just a big bowl.
SETI is very cool.
I remember growing up and like really being obsessed with the idea, like, oh, character names, they have to have meaning or whatever. But then the older I got and the more I was like, man, parents are just out here naming their kids like whatever. And then
Yeah.
that's when it flipped for me. I was like, names do not have to have meaning or be special. It's just because, you know what? Parents are just out here naming their kids like whatever.
Mhm.
Yeah, and sometimes it's just a vibe. Like Scrabble, if I can't say anything about what that means because it's meaningless syllables, but it's just a vibe. The name is Scrabble.
Like the main character of the comic I'm doing for Iron Circus, basically I stole. I had a coworker with the same
Really?
name.
His name's Charlie Brown.
But I had a coworker named Chablis, and I was just going like, oh, I love your name. It's so nice. And she was like, I hate it. You can have it. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
And I said, okay.
It's-
And then I named that character Chablis.
Do you know the game Psychonauts?
Vaguely.
So
course.
Psychonauts, it's a very very cute little game. But the main character's name is Raz. This little kid, his name's Raz, short for Rasputin. Which is very fun. His name is literally just the name of one of the people on the dev team. So like, there's just a guy who
Mhm.
worked at the company whose name was Raz, and Tim Schafer, the guy who wrote the game and founded the company, was like, "You have a cool name. Can we use it for the guy?" And the real life Raz was like, "Yeah, okay."
I love stuff
I
like
mean,
that.
my husband's named after a Olympic gold medalist. I want to say it's a decathlon. It's Rayford Johnson from like 1960s. The only problem is that my husband was a nerdy kid from like around Red Bank, New Jersey, and his name is Rayford. So it's a really cool name now, and it looks really cool on comics, but he didn't have a great time as a kid.
Oh, I've definitely told the story 1,000 times of what my name almost was.
I haven't heard it.
Tell it again. I love
My
this story.
name was almost Kyrie Elejon.
Whoa!
Yeah.
You dodged.
Were
a
you
bullet.
almost born in Middle Earth?
Well, my mom, my mom had a favorite song, and it was called Kyrie Elejon. I think I'm saying that right.
Mhm.
And it was, I can't remember how it goes, but like the lyrics are something like Kyrie Elejon, something where you go, I will follow, something, something. My mom thought it was a guy singing about a girl, like, so she thought it was a girl's name. Kyrie Elejon, it turns out, is like a Catholic liturgy or a prayer, and it means
Yeah.
God have mercy.
Okay.
And she just didn't know that, and so there was basically a family argument about it, and they were like, "Fine, her name's Amanda Ann." Instead,
Most
Close enough.
generic.
Same thing.
I know it was like, "Fine, we're not gonna name her Kyrie Eleison, so we're gonna call her Amanda Ann." Yeah, same vibe. So that was nearly my name, just because my mom thought it was a girl's name and not a Catholic prayer.
Amazing.
Maybe that would have been fun, like as a theme. Like if you're
Okay,
one of those families
Bridget
that has,
is
like, a theme.
Mm-hmm.
Spelled it out for me. It's Kyrie Eleison. Oh God, it would have been even worse.
You want to know how I learned how to pronounce that? The sexy priest song from Hunchback of Notre Dame, the Disney version. They say that in the bridge.
Oh God.
That's what the chorus is saying in the background. Is Kyrie.
And you know, if you check the soundtrack for that movie, that song is called the Sexy Priest
Uh-huh.
song.
It is. Yeah. No. Trademarked.
Yeah.
Hey.
That's when I worked at Disney. Everyone came
That
in and they were like, "Can you play the Sexy Priest song?" And we were like, "Oh yeah."
Can you imagine if I had had that name
laughed.
and I had still gone on to make adult comics?
That would you would have been on like a chick track.
That's goals, though.
It is. Well, it is now 4
I wanna
o'clock.
make people mad enough that they protest
Hey.
what I do. Bless them. It's 5 over here in Cool
Not
People Land on the
no,
East
not
Coast.
me.
Yes.
Do you know how
Karen-
often I have panics that one day the adult comics I do, there's going to be some legislation and I can't do them anymore.
Yeah.
And I can't like sell them or do any like I have to hide them. Like I have like nightmares about that all the time.
Yeah. That's why
We'll go
that's
underground.
why the viewers should support Iron Circus.
Yes,
Right?
peace.
Because there's a lot of publishers and platforms where like whether or not they will continue to support adult work is really like I don't know, really hazy, really like kind
Yeah.
of precarious.
And it stinks because like I also want to make kids stuff and stuff for teens too.
Yeah.
I love
Art,
that stuff
art
too.
is for everyone. There's all kinds of stuff you could do with art.
I just always have that quiet panic that any day now, especially living in Texas, some jerk's gonna push something through legislation about obscenity laws or something, and I'm gonna have to hide my boxes of books in a hole.
It'll be like in
That'll be a
1984.
cool
You'll have a
hole.
secret room.
I was thinking of in the backyard.
1984 should have been about erotica.
I mean, John Hurt is Chef's Kiss. Bless that.
That's
man.
actually the sequel is called 1960.
Well, it is now 4 o'clock, and I do not mean to rush anybody off,
Oh yeah.
but I'm tired.
Yeah, go sleep. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for hosting
No,
a little,
lovely.
a little party.
I loved watching all these critters spring up.
Yeah,
The little animals. Animals.
you got to see me rotate my canvas all over.
Oh
the
God, no! Stop.
place. Sorry.
I'm never coming back on this show. I keep calling this a show.
This is my favorite show.
Just in case anyone watching the stream does not follow Kyle already, I am linking their Twitter in the chat.
Yay!
Get on it.
Come hang out. Also, softies.net and softies.net/book for the
Yay.
book specifically. Buy it.
Oh,
Wow, there's even a
excuse
couple of
me.
gay characters on there. Look at you, Happy Pride.
There are a couple.
Just a few though.
Yeah.
We don't have too many.
Happy Pride. I drew Snagglepuss.
I retweeted that. It was solid.
It's yeah. I have a friend who's very into Snagglepuss, so that was kind of a gift for her.
According to DC Comics, he's basically like the Tennessee Williams of Hanna-Barbera, so.
Yeah. I wish
Glory
that comic
days.
was drawn well. I should've
Oh
hired
God, I just flashed back. I was like, oh no. Oh no. Dragged back kicking and screaming into memory land.
God bless.
God bless.
Well,
Yeah,
Happy
thanks-
Pride,
thanks for
y'all.
having me.
Corporations aren't making the art you seek. Your peers are. Yay,
One
peer
corporation is. It's called Iron Circus Comics.
Hey.
I don't know
We're
if you're
not one of the
corporate.
bad corporations. We're one of the good corporations.
Wink.
You are though.
Please, I'm so poor.
We're chilling.
We promise we're not pandering. We're also the gays.
Yeah, I'm pandering to myself.
Literally, that's the comic I'm doing for Iron Circus.
Yeah.
Iron Circus? Oh god, I'm tired. Iron Circus,
I feel like that's the entire catalog. Is
Yeah,
artists pandering to themselves.
Exactly. The comic I'm doing is basically the comic I wanted when I was 13, but I didn't get. So now I'm getting it. And maybe 3 other people will want to buy it. That would be nice.
Yeah.
Well, Spike and me at least want to buy it.
There's
That's
2
2 already.
There, yay!
Yeah,
We're most of the
right?
way there.
There you go.
I'm conditional.
Oh, wow.
That's fair. That's
Have
fair. I
any
respect
girls
it.
Or gays in it.
Oh, good. Bridget came to save us. Iron Circus is an LLC, not a corporation. So
Pedantic cat.
we can
wear it.
we'll say
Wear it.
that.
All right. Well,
Hooray.
we're gonna start wrapping up this stream. I did want to have a big ol' outro, but I'm gonna be honest. There's the gas in the tank. It's all fumes.
That's
Just
fine.
I'm put
Ichabod is staring very judgingly from the
Oh,
window.
Ichabod. Why?
Hold on.
So I think tomorrow after the adult stream we'll have the adult comic stream. Don't get too excited.
It's porn.
Nah,
Porn.
but don't. I'm just saying we're
Things
talking
go
about
into other things.
we're talking about art. We're gonna that I'm being.
It's art that'll make your bits hard.
This is still the. I'm
Sorry.
gonna
You
have
didn't say
to.
what bits.
That's true. My bacon bits.
Yeah.
Ah, they're like little pebbles. Oh, why did I leave them on the counter?
Well, the porn's gonna be. Who do we got on the? Who's coming
Tomorrow we've
It's
got
gonna be Blue.
Blue Delaquanti, E.K. Weaver, Lynn Vassell. I think that's it.
Yeah.
Let me double check so that my sleepiness isn't. Yeah, that's it.
Oh, and I think like right now, Lackadaisy's doing a little stream too.
That stream is and the chat is asking about the adult stream. It's tomorrow on this channel at 6 p.m. Central Time. That's when we start. And I definitely will sleep between now and then, so I won't be such a whatever I am.
Tired.
Yeah, my brain is like dribbling out of my ears.
It's
And
very
it's okay.
warm.
It's
Everyone's
okay.
very tired.
Look, again, this is Pajama Pride. It is extremely on
Celebrate
brand.
Pride by taking a nap.
Exactly. It is extremely on brand. Not making our queer creators jump through hoops, letting them take naps. That's pride, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Take
we
a
know what our
nap.
queer creators want, and it's sleep.
It's Gay Sloth Month.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm into. All right. Like I said, tomorrow we'll have a more in-depth outro. Today, I'm just going to sign off. Wish y'all a happy Pride. Will the link be put on the Twitter?
Pride,
It will.
y'all.
Absolutely.
Will it?
Shoot.
You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Yeah, you can
like and
subscribe to our YouTube. The link is already on the Twitter, actually. These are recorded. They will be on the YouTube. So if you miss them and you want to come back to them, they're there. Bridget, I'm taking a nap, so
I
I'll
don't
be...
know why y'all people want to listen to us, but God bless.
God bless. Bridget, I'm taking a nap, so I'll be ready for D&D.
You gotta take your nap.
Gotta take a nap.
I have a very hungry cat staring at me.
All right, y'all. Happy Pride,
Good
happy
night.
Wrath, happy Sloth, happy Lust? What's the other one?
Tomorrow.
See y'all tomorrow for Lust Month.
Yeah. Envy.
Envy.
Envy's boring.
Yeah, no envy.
Envy is the rest of the year.
Yeah. And Gluttony. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.